I've owned this carbureted 350 behind me for about 8 years. Here's my thoughts on carburetors. They're not as bad as y'all have made them seem. I know I've talked my junk on it because I've maybe thought something's wrong with it, but if I'm being honest, a lot of times that wasn't the case. God is everything. Without God, I'm nothing. Now, like I said, I've owned this truck and I've had 2 carburetors on it. One of them was a Edelbrock 1406 that I had a couple problems with, and a lot of it was probably my lack of knowledge. And I feel like that's a lot of times why guys think carburetors are no good, because simply of their lack of knowledge. They don't understand carburetors, so they just say, "Oh man, carburetors ain't no good. They outdated. That's why we go fuel injection. It's easier. The computer basically tells you what's going on with it, and that's it, man." But if we're talking about real simplicity, real simple, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna work. Carburetors. What if I told you that carbureted cars actually make more power? How would you feel about that? It's true. A lot of times when a guy takes all the fuel injection stuff off and bolts a carburetor on it, that car makes more power. And a lot of times it's a pretty good amount. A lot of times I've seen 15, 20, 30 horses from going from a stock intake to just bolting a carburetor. How can you argue with that? Now, there have been some common things said about carburetors. They don't start up when it's cold. Now, I gotta say this. You do gotta let them warm up. You do have to let them sit there and warm up. You got to let it warm up. Unless somebody knows something I don't know. I've never been able to drive off in my truck, but as far as it being about 30 something degrees, it'll start right up. Give it 2 pats, pat, fire right up. I actually daily drove my truck for a while. I daily drove. That was my daily driver for a while because everything was down. The Honda was down, the Challenger was down, and that carbureted truck was my daily driver, and it was wintertime and it was cold. Never had an issue with it. The only issue I had was gas. I'm still not understanding how can people talk so bad about carburetors when carburetors have been the foundation. Now, I haven't been to the track in a while. I'll be honest about that. It's been a while since I've been to the track, but it hasn't been but maybe a year or so since I've been. And everybody that got their hood pops, or 90, I would say 90, the number is shrinking, but I would probably say about 85 to 90% of everybody down there is still running a carburetor. So, the race environment is definitely dominated by carburetors, which should tell you that carburetors are the best for performance. Now, if you got a bunch of money and you got a bunch of time and you got a bunch of computer readers and different stuff, then yeah, maybe go carburetor. If it's something that you want to daily drive and I don't know, you just want the computer to do everything for you, go fuel injection. But I'm still sticking by what I said. Carburetors are not that bad. Something else I gotta say. I work in an environment where I'm at a lot of gas stations. I'm at a lot of public places. And sometimes there are old school cars that come in the parking lot. I'm in the back of a trailer of a big truck, getting people's things out of the back of the truck to take them into the store, right? There have been multiple times that there were like old school cars that came in, and just the smell of that car or truck coming into the parking lot, I knew that was a carburetor on it. There's just something about the smell or the way that carburetor burns that fuel. It just gives you like old school. I don't know. It's just something about that carburetor, and it just gives you. It just says, "Hey, I'm an old school." There's nothing wrong with it. I like it's to me. To me, it's a good smell. To me, when I smell, I'm like, oh, somebody got an old school somewhere. You know, y'all got these old fuel injected cars, and they smell all good. Give me an old rich running carburetor engine that burn your eye. When it's in the garage, it burn your eye. You gotta open the door. Burn your eye. You like, God, woo! It's burning my eye. That joker running rich, ain't it? Give me that. Make me feel like you an old school. I want to know what y'all got to say about this. I want to know how y'all feel about this whole thing. Am I tripping or am I right? I know I'm right, but some of y'all might think I'm tripping. Let me know in the comment section down below if I'm tripping, if I need to go get help, if I need Jesus. I already got him, but if I need to go get some more. Let me know in the comment section what you think.